Alright, Shalom. It's your brother Yerusha from the GMS Champaign, Illinois branch. For all things, I want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Alright, I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone inside taste, all the Akim that's pushing this truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Alright, Shalom. And just want to get into a lesson, man. It's been on my spirit. Just seeing the mindset of our women over here, especially in Babylon, is very vexing. All right, to see how proud the women of our nation are, man. All right, and they're just totally into the wickedness of this world, man. When it comes, I'm gonna start at first and foremost, the so-called black woman. All right, because all the other tribes, all right, they follow behind the influence of the so-called black woman. All right, Judah, being the head tribe, just like the so-called black man, you see his influence on all the other tribes. All right, Jake gets into gang banging, all right, being Crips, Bloods, GDs, whatever. You start seeing that vibration flow on all the tribes, man. Now all the tribes is gang banging and so on and so forth. And you got that same result with the women, all right, of the Judites, all right? Because they've totally taken on hoe culture, all right? They've embraced being a hoe, all right? And they've put being a whore over being a woman of good deeds. But it's a huge judgment, all right, for the way that our women are moving about through this world, man. All right, it comes at a huge cost, all right, which is your life. The Lord is about to start slaying the women. All right, when you think the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, looks down and is happy with the way our women are doing and moving and going about, hell no, man. So let me play some of this.
About love. It's about lifestyle. You're looking for a sponsor. You want me to sponsor your trips, your hairdo, your clothes, your bag, and you don't really love me. You really don't. If I didn't have the bag, I wouldn't be considered. But because I can do these things, you're gonna play a role like you're really into me to get what you want. But at the end of the day, if something happened where I don't got that bag no more, you move to the next bag.
Black women are crashing out on the internet again. Now they're crashing out because they're crashing out crying on the internet because now they're saying that the United States government is not set up to support single moms. So they are saying, black women are saying, and maybe some other women, and not all black women are saying, saying that the United States government is not set up to help single moms. It's not set up that way. So let's roll it back to the 60s. Remember when the United States government was actually rewarding certain demographics of people to keep men out of their house? Remember? You know what I'm talking about? Y'all were getting food stamps, Medicaid, housing vouchers, and the only stipulation for eligibility was you couldn't be married and there couldn't be a black man or a man living in your house. You had to be single. And you guys were down for it. And I know this for a fact because my mom had a friend who was on welfare. The more children you had, the bigger your welfare check. You guys were good with that. You were just pumping out babies and on the government's tit. But now, because Trump is putting a kibosh on the eligibility requirements, you guys are crying, saying that the United States is not built to support single moms. When was being a single mom a thing? And now that the government's not coming to rescue you, now it's a problem. You shouldn't be a single mom anyway.
All right, so our woman, all right, she's been put in the trick bag. All right, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, when he infiltrated our families, all right, his first thing during the women's rights was to break apart the unionship between a man and a woman. All right, by undermining Jake, all right, strip him of his ability to provide, all right, strip him of his of a way, all right, to make a honest living, all right. And what they gave women benefits, all right, for being separate from the man. Now you look, what, 60, 70 years later, all right, and you see the end results of what that led to, man. You know, you have nothing but, dysfunctional Israelites running around the world, singing shit like, my what was that sexy red shit? My butthole's black, brown, my whatever folly that our people come up with is, and you seeing, all right, that it's nothing but destruction for our people, man. So let me grab this in the book of Genesis 3:4. It says, and the serpent said unto the woman, which, hey, that serpent, all right, was a man, all right, it wasn't just some slithery, snake talking. No, this was a man, all right. This was the spirit of Esau, Edom on these devils, man. All right, the sons of the wicked. It says, for Yahweh doeth know, Shlakia, for the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. All right, so that's what was promised to our women. All right, you just come over here and, abide by the way of our life, all right, the way that we get down, and no bad will come towards you, all right? You'll be okay, all right? It says, for Yahweh doth not know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. All right, so our women have been put up on a pedestal, man. All right, they've been lifted up, all right, through the philosophies and the wine, all right, of Babylon. They've been told that, they don't need a man. They're above their man, all right, to push them off. All right, they can do better. And, they have these kids by these jakes, by these men. And then, they destroy the household, man. They refuse to submit to the man that they had children with, all right? And then they totally destroy the whole household, all right? And it's uplifted by other women, all right? See, the thing about the Israelite woman is, as long as she has her fellow Israelite woman praising her shit, all right, then they're wholeheartedly with doing it. Hey, they don't care about the acceptance of Yahweh Shem Yahushua for one, all right, or their men. They could care less, all right. That's why when they dress a certain way, they say, hey, we're not dressing for you, we dressing for us, even though it's for male attention. It's obvious, but in their heads, it's for them, all right, because they have been lifted up, all right, on a pedestal in the society. But hey, the white man, he's reneging on the deal, man, all right, because he doesn't need the so-called black woman to be his hound dog anymore, right? He don't need her. It says, and when the woman saw the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes, all right, so hey, the women are easily, tricked, beguiled, all right, by the wants of this world, Birkin bags and new cars and vacations to these type of things, intrigue the woman, and they're willing, all right, to go great measures, all right, to live in pleasure. It said it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. She took the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat, all right. And this taking on the ways of these heathens is what caused death to come up into the world, man. All right, because our people, we were starting with the woman, all right, she was tricked into loving and liking the lifestyle of the heathens, man. All right, and when she brought it home, she taught it to her husband, all right, and her kids, all right. And that same thing is going on, man. When you look at the condition of the young women, all right, and our people are just stupid, man. Just stupid. I remember just maybe 2 weeks ago, I ran into a video, a little girl no older than 3, all right, and she's cussing a storm up, right? I was using profanity because it's not the same thing. Cursing and profanity are two different things. So she was using vulgar language, And I looked at the comments and everything was laughing and just applauding it. Maybe one comment where, you know, a Jake had enough sense to say, hey man, you niggas is through. Or, you know, you this is stupid. All right. And it pissed me the hell off, the amount of stupidity that runs through our people, man. All right. Everybody thought it was cute. All right. But these are the little demons that's being raised, man. All right. So when the Lord start killing your children, all right, and killing you, all right, you just know where it came from, man. All right, you people are fucking demons, man. And you have no fear in the Heavenly Father, man. What is that? Mistress women. Let me grab that real quick. All right. 2 Esdras 5:8, it says, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and a fire shall be offset again, and wild beasts shall change their places. All right, so this is speaking when all these things, you know, take off and happen in the world, when all hell break loose. All right, wild beasts are going to start changing their places. All right, these zoos are going to be, you know, unkept, all right, unsupervised, and you're going to have, you seen that in the movie I Am Legend, where, you know, where you had lions roaming around New York. All right, those are from those type of things. All right, but the point of this scripture I want to get out, it says, and minstrous women, all right, shall bring forth monsters. All right, so when you look at these little niggers, all right, you look at these little niggers that these women are raising up, they're fucking monsters, man. From the little nigga man, right, to the nigga woman. All right, they're a bunch of demons, man. All right, and it's the culture is just uplifted. This is what our people, hey, they don't see any wrong in the way of life over here in America that, you know, our people has been brought down to. And that's why the Lord is going to kill you niggas, man. All right. Hey, but it's a great judgment coming to the women of our nation, man. A great judgment.
Now, there are a lot of women, hear me before you go in the comments, that are single moms for several different reasons. My mother was a single mom. People get divorced. Shit happens all the time. People need assistance, government assistance, every once in a while, maybe not. But the goal is, can you help me? And then you work to not have to be reliant. Black women, specifically the ones crying, not all, you guys just thought that the free train was just going to keep on riding down the track. All at the same time, calling black men specifically toxic masculinity. All you guys, the women, aggressive, acting like men. The men are, you know, at fundraisers and red dresses. You guys are like supporting them. Black men don't want to have nothing to do with black women anymore. You guys are mad.
All right, yeah, the number one supporter of homosexuality is the so-called black woman. All right. She'll sit there at anything that she disagrees with you on. She'll call you gay, you know, she'll call you all this and that. All right, call you the F word. All right, she'll to all these, you know, these rainbow color slurs at you, you know, so to say. Hey, but then you turn around and her best friends are nothing but moles. All right, nothing but these, all right, rainbow dust as Israelites, man. And she uplifts it, protects them with her heart. All right. That's the confusion, right, that's been put forth by our women being the head of the household, man. It's nothing but fucking confusion, man.
About that. But now, because your EBT has been cut off or cut in half, and you have to have a work eligibility to even qualify, you have to have a work eligibility to get Medicaid unless you're a senior or disabled, now it's a problem. But it wasn't a problem a couple weeks ago when y'all were getting free bundles at the hair beauty care place opening up.
Nobody lies as much as the black woman. Fuck it, nobody has a victim's complex bigger than the black woman. And yes, I know y'all want to say, but they learned it from the white woman. They learned it from the white woman. Yes, I get it. They did, and they mastered it. They have mastered victimhood down to the T. Black women will lie on anybody. They will lie on their boss. They will lie on their man. They will even lie on their kid. I didn't do nothing wrong. Whole time she telling a bold-faced lie. Black women will switch up a narrative so quick to fit their lie. It's crazy, and they do not care who they throw under the bus.
All right. And that's the spirit, man. Hey, and all hell's about to break loose, fellas. All right, we don't have much more, all right, of taking this type of disrespect. All right, this shit is about to come to an end. And I usually don't even make lessons like on the woman, so to speak, but it's just been on my spirit, man. Hey, Eve is gonna fucking get it, bro. Alright? Eve got a lot of shit coming, man.
How do you get in this room, or how do you get...
And let me see this right here. This was a video talking about, you know, women wanting to be around these celebrities. And what's really going on around them, man. Right? Because that lifestyle is pushed out there as it's something glamorous, you know, get you a rich nigga and da. But when you're around these certain type of men, all right, all type of wickedness is going on, man. It ain't what it's cracked up to be, right? But our women, for the most part, they have no spiritual morals, so they're willing to do anything for the bag.
About to give y'all some free game, cause
Ladies, she's in fact about to give some of y'all, just some of y'all, some free game. Viewer discretion is advised.
y'all bitches always asking me, how do you get in this room, or how do you get around this nigga? Bitch, I be fucking. And a lot of y'all hoes don't want to hear that shit. A lot of y'all bitches don't want to do that shit. That's why I don't be replying to y'all, cause y'all not gonna fuck. Bitch, you gotta fuck to get in the rooms. I fuck to get in all the rooms I get in. And all these bitches y'all see in these rooms, is no cheat code, it's no secret language. Bitch, we're fucking, we're giving the pussy up. Bitch, sometimes you're gonna have to give it up to more than one nigga. Sometimes you don't even gotta give it up to them niggas, but you gotta give it up to his old ass boss. Bitch, you gotta fuck somebody. You gotta fuck.
Man, our women just disgusting, man. Like, their mindset is just garbage, man. Alright, it's just fucking garbage, bro. It's vexing. Alright. Let me grab this real quick. Micah 7:8, it says, "Rejoice not against me, O my enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord, I shall be light. It shall be light unto me. I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him." All right, so these are the curses. To have our women coming against us and acting this type of way. All right, I forgot. I believe the apostle, all right, he's always famous for quoting that if you want to see the condition of a nation, you look at the condition of their women. And when you see, because this is not uncommon amongst our women to have this type of mindset. All right, this is the average so-called black woman. Now, I'm not saying all women think like this, all right, but this is a mass majority of them with this type of mindset. All right, it says, "Until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness." It says, all right, so this is, all right, in the time of our people coming back into the Lord, man. All right, building themselves back up, the elect being sealed, man. All right, those men who everybody mock and talk shit about, stand on the corner and preach the Lord, all right, and his son, all right, and proclaim the Lord and his son to the world. All right, that's what it's talking about. It says, then, so in that time it says, then she that is my enemy shall see it. So the women of our nation who have been coming against us, talking all that shit, all right, then she gonna see it. It says, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy God? Question mark. Yeah, because hey, I had women in this truth. Well, not per se she's in the truth, but while I've been in the truth, and they know what I'm about. All right. And they have the spirit of pretty much, hey, nigga, you know, you keep talking that shit. It ain't happened yet, pretty much. All right. Which is the majority of a lot of, not just the women of our nation. All right. The men too. The scoffers and men too. All right. But the women, all right, they have, when you're dealing with a man of the Lord or a prophet, it's like these women go 10 times harder on the wickedness department, man. All right, but it's Satan's heavily on these women, man. It says, where is the Lord thy God? My eyes shall behold her, and now she shall be trodden down as the mire of the street. All right, so she's gonna be stumped and trotted over. All right, like dung. All right, like the dung of the street, man. The Lord is about to show you women a very humbling experience.
Stay in the room, or you gotta fuck to get in the room, bitch. Or they gonna kick you out the room, and they're not gonna let you in the room, bitch. I'm fucking. That's just what it is, bitch.
I figured if y'all heard it from somebody else, y'all would probably believe it. I figured if y'all heard it from someone else, y'all would actually pay closer attention to what is being said. I figured if y'all heard it from someone else besides me, y'all would actually take the advice. Because we've been saying this for quite some time. If you think you about to go out and get a trick, you think you about to go out and find a nigga, if you ain't fucking, it's not gonna happen. It doesn't matter how attractive you are. Attractive women are a dime a dozen. You are not special. For all the young women thinking, oh, I'm finna go to Miami and live on a boat with these niggas and live it up and shop and sprees and all this wonderful shit that you see these breezies posting on Instagram, they're not telling you the dark side to this game. And the dark side is if you are not willing to get fucked by random people, not just men, but people, you ain't getting a goddamn thing. Not to mention all the extracurricular activities you're gonna have to get into to prove that you are really down for that life. Keep hearing all this discourse about having a trick and how to get a man to trick on you and so on and so forth. If you are not willing to sell parts of your body.
Yeah, man. All this shit is going out the door soon, man. All right, all this is going out the damn window. Let me grab this. 1 Timothy 5:6. It says, "But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth." All right, so, hey, you're already in the congregation of the dead, man. I ain't worried about. Hey, our women be worried about seafood boils, all right, eating the foul shit of the world. All right, that's something that's uplifted heavy in so-called black culture. All right, all these things that leads to your destruction is what's uplifted in our culture, man. All right, and it brings nothing but death. All right, I'm gonna end that video right there. Still, I wanted to get a look at this picture. I was on Facebook. All right, I was on Facebook earlier, and this is just the mindset of our women, man. All right, I don't know this woman personally, just friends with her, and this is what's being said in this motherfucker. Right? She made a post say, "I'm so glad I cheated." Now you look at the comments. Real Pisces, ha ha, me too, girl. A queen's gotta do what she's gotta do. I honestly love this for you. Too checkmark, too goddamn pretty. Period, queen. All right, wicked, man. All right, this is the so-called black woman. All right, this is why the apostles. Hey, you have to vet these women, man. All right, they tell you to stay away from the so-called black woman because this is really her mindset for the most part. Not saying that you can't find a good one, but you pull back enough layers and you see that they pretty much all think like this at the end of the day, man. All right. So this is Proverbs 30:20. It says, "Such is the way of an adulterous woman. All right, she eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness." All right. All right, these women do this type of shit and they don't think it's wicked at all. All right, they don't consider this wicked at all. They congratulate it, they uplift it, they cheer each other on. All right, the Lord is about to start fucking you women up. All right, I'm gonna end it with this scripture right here. Proverbs 4:1. It says, "Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her own hands." All right, breaking her own family down. All right, tearing her own relationship down. That is the wicked. All right, that's a foolish, wicked woman. All right, the Lord is gonna kill you bitches, man. All right, that's just what it is, man. You women, if you don't repent, the Lord is gonna destroy you and your family, man. He's gonna destroy you and your nappy head ass kids too, man. All right, but I'm gonna end it right there. And Lord willing, it was edifying for the elect's sake, who we endure all things for. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Till next time, Akim, Shalom.